What's good? What's good? Thank you for tuning in. How y'all doing? Listen, you already know. We back. Hey, congratulations to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris for winning. But my question is, what we gonna do? We know what they gonna do. They gonna rock it out in the White House. They gonna do what they do. They gonna further themselves. They gonna advance and take advantage of all the opportunity that they have. That's what they gonna do. But what we gonna do? That's what matters. What the small folks gonna do? So with that in mind, that's the question. Anywho, thank you for tuning in. This your boy Jay to the J Jones. Welcome to another episode of the J Experiment, where I just get on here and just give it to you. Hopefully you can learn some. It's all about educating, then hopefully elevating. That's the objective. That's what we're trying to do. Listen, it's been a lot of conversation. First off, it's weird. 2020 been a weird year. 2020 has been a very weird year because not only do you have to deal with the pandemic, the COVID-19 situation, which, you know, from the beginning, we all been kind of skeptical because there's been so many different half-truths, you know what I'm saying, that's been told. I like the way they say that, half-truths. That just tickled the shit out of me. They talking about some damn half-truths. Instead of lies, they just half-truths. Ain't no lies, they half-truths. So, you know, I'm telling half the truth. So, you know, I'm not really lying. I'm just not really telling you everything, which is cool. You know, I dig it. It is what it is. You know, hey, I learn something every day. And that's a new one now, half-truth. But anyway, with all the half-truths being told, you know, the COVID-19 thing is kind of weird because you know it's real. We're not going to deny and say it's not real. You know it's real. But you kind of be wondering just how dangerous the situation is. For some people, they say it's dangerous because, you know, it hit close to home. You got family members, close people you know that's just falling off the map. And it's the result, supposedly, of COVID-19. Then for some people, it's not really hitting close to home. You don't personally know nobody who, you know, fell victim to the COVID-19. So it's like, you know, you want to sympathize with people. You want to say, oh man, I feel them, but there's nothing like experience. There's nothing like just, you know, knowing. Like, you know, I can listen to your sob story all day, but until it really hit me and I really go through what you go through, then I'm only partially going to be able to relate to your story, you know. As much as I want to sympathize, I might believe in you. I might think that you just, it's not with that bull. There's no way in the world you're going to come off with that bull. You're not going to give me no bull. You're going to give it to me raw. But still. So anyway, the COVID-19 is kind of, it's got mixed results. Some people 100% think it's just the, you know, the plague, whatever, the truth, destruction. Then you got some people that's like, whatever, you know, it's something to it. It's some kind of angle. I don't know. It's not for me to determine that. I'm just, you know, my advice to anybody and everybody, the only thing, the common denominator, and I say this to everybody, the common denominator when it comes to COVID-19, there's only one thing that just sticks out, that's just unrefutable, that nobody has been able to change or alter or nothing, is they ain't got no cure. They ain't got no vaccine. And then the little supposedly vaccine that they rushing to get done to stick into your body, we all scared as hell to try that because, you know, we stupid, but we ain't dumb. You know, and you know, we just really deep down know that nothing good can come out of something you rush to market, like, you know. And we know how long it usually take. We don't know the exact date, but we know damn well you ain't put no vaccine together in those 6 months. You just ain't did it because you ain't had time to test nothing, try it out. You ain't did a trial run. You ain't do nothing. So I'm gonna be kind of skeptical on that. And if you tell me that you already had a vaccine and you already kind of sort of had a cure for it, you know, that opened up a whole nother can of worms. Because then we wondering why the hell you ain't been used it. Why you waited all this time to just put it out. So, you know, that's just one of them areas where there's no winner there, you know, because I'm not taking it. I want to be like the last 100,000th. It's what, 300 and something million people in the country. I want 300 million of them to take it for me. And then I'm looking at the numbers and see who all survived and stuff, and then I'm gonna take it. And that's just the way it is. I'm sorry, you know. Please take it, because I need other people to take it so I can like say, hey, oh, they all right. So, you know, I'm gonna take it. You know, I'm not finna jump out there and just take it. I done did enough crash dummies, which is a good segue because that's where I'm going. Also, you got to take in consideration the whole situation with the political thing with Trump. Like me personally, I'm gonna give it to you raw. I'm gonna just be 100% honest. I don't really got no beef with Trump. Just because I don't really see what he did so wrong. I mean, now if you just don't like the man because he's a bigot, racist, or whatever, then that's cool. I go for that. But if we just keep it strictly to presidential duties and responsibilities and what he's done as a president, I'm neutral. I don't see what he did wrong. I don't necessarily see what he did good, but I don't see what he did wrong. So how can I really completely make a judgment call and say how I feel about it? Now, if you want to ask me if I like him as a person, then I might say no, because he's an idiot. Like, over the years, I've slowly grown against him. I started out saying, oh man, Trump finna come in. I like that because he came in with that natural, give it to you blood raw, no holds barred, straight shooter. And I love that because I always felt like all the other politics was like talking around me or talking over my head, or, you know, it's just, I couldn't relate to it because I was like, man, like they on a whole nother level. Like they, you know, we peons and they like way up here on this level. Trump came in and kind of like is one of the peons, and you know, he just pulled off the unthinkable. Nobody thought he was gonna be president. Like, all jokes aside, ain't nobody really think that. We took that as a joke. Then once he became president, we got an opportunity to observe him a little more, and we realized that he's a fucking idiot. And I truly think he's an idiot. I think he's retarded. Like, some of the stuff he do is just don't make no sense to me. He was just straight up retarded. But now that's me judging him as a person, not as the president. We gonna keep it real now. We gonna keep it real. Let's keep it real. As a president, I don't know. I haven't seen enough. The whole time he's been in office, he either been under investigation or whatever. I haven't seen anything bad that he's done that really. I mean, it's debatable when you start talking about, you know, different stuff he done. You know, we going to war with China or whatever. It's debatable if that's good or bad. I don't know. I mean, you know, that we can go back and forth with that already because that's opinion. That's subjective. It just depends on who you're talking to, whether that's a good move or a bad move. So some of the stuff he's done, you know, it's debatable. But him as a person, I don't know. Him as a person, I'm slowly but surely feeling like, yeah, I ain't really feeling dude. My main reason, the only reason why I 100% support Trump not being in office, it don't have nothing to do with Democrat, Republican, Independent, none of that. It don't have nothing to do with politics. My main reason for saying that Trump should not be president is because I've been paying attention to politics for over 10 years, like really paying attention to it. Even though I'm a convicted felon and I couldn't vote, I still was paying attention to it. I still had an opinion on it. And I'm here to tell you that I've never ever, George Bush Jr., Clinton, Obama, none of them. I've never ever, I don't recall a president having us almost on the borderline of a civil war like Trump. It literally is like this close to being a race war. Like, you know, the white folks want to kill people, the black folks want to kill. It's literally. I went to the Central Florida gun show. I just went in there. Can't buy a gun, but I went in there and walked around, you know, and was looking and stuff. I like guns. I don't have a gun, I don't possess a gun, but I like guns. I think everybody should have a gun. I think they are. I think they should. Man, I was paying attention. Obviously, it was more white people in the, you know, the event than anybody. When you look at the number, when you look around, you obviously seeing more white people. But I ain't seen no white people buying no guns. I seen all the black people buying guns. It was some black people in there now. It was a bunch of black people in there. They was in there buying guns. White people just walking around looking, you know, stuff like that. I seen a few white people with bullets, and I seen a few white people with pepper spray and stuff, you know. But overall, when it come to guns, I ain't the 2 hours I was in there, I ain't seen no white folks buy no guns. I seen them talking to a lot of people about guns. I seen them having gun discussions. Maybe they already got guns. I don't know. But that particular day I was there, that Saturday, it was black people in there buying guns. To where I was saying in my mind, like, you know, that's not necessarily a bad thing. We should have been having guns, but it brought to my attention why Trump is creating too much unnecessary drama. You know, everybody on edge. It's like all it takes is one crazy incident. And then you got the situation with the police, which does need to be dealt with. And, you know, you got the police on the edge, you got people on edge. It's like, it's crazy. And I just feel like Trump is not doing a good job of just dealing with it. And he's creating more drama than he is solutions to you know, calming this situation down. And just for that alone, I feel like you need to just step down. You need to just move out the way and let somebody else come in, because this thing finna pop off. And, you know, and look, even now, with the election, the man is not going out. You know, the man talking, he want to make it pop off. He like talking about, listen, you don't just go to the Supreme Court. You just can't go from here to there. You just don't do that. It don't work like that. You have to go through the lower courts, get denied, appeal, go to the next level, get denied, appeal. You have to work your way up to the Supreme Court. Shoot, Trump like, man, fuck that. We're going straight to the Supreme Court. We finna handle it. Like, you know, that's crazy. Like, he just like, okay, listen, you losing. If you lose, you lose. Like, Trump mad that everybody didn't vote for him. Everybody don't like you. Some people voted for the other person. That's just the way it is. Now, because now, I can see if it was like just ridiculously like a landslide, then I'd probably be saying, oh, hell no, that's a little crazy, that looks suspect. But this is a tight race. They counting ballots. It's a possibility that they happen to have more people that wanted you out of office that instead of people who wanted you in. It's simple. It's nothing. It ain't no military secret. It ain't nothing special, outer space type junk going on. More people don't like you. You got Cindy McCain. You got John McCain's wife, a lifelong Republican, flipping the script. She talking about she want Biden to be in there. But guess why? Because of you. Trump, remember 2 years ago when you was dissing John McCain? When everybody said John McCain was a war hero, and you know, he was being upheld as a hero. And you was like, fuck Trump. I mean, fuck John McCain. And you know, you diss the hell out the man. And on national TV, nationals, everything. Like, everybody know you diss John McCain. What did you think was gonna happen? No other president in the history of America has fired that many cabinet members. You done fire half your team. Anybody that disagree with you, you fire them. Like, what you thought was gonna happen? Some of these people are gonna hold grudges. Some of them are gonna get back at you as soon as they get a chance. You the president, so when you fire them, they might say, oh, okay, you got that, cool, no problem, I'll leave. As soon as they get a chance to stab you in the back, they're gonna stab you in the back. So what you thought was gonna happen? Because you stepping on too many toes. You don't know how to get along with everybody. And that just come with the territory. You can't be the president of the United States of America and don't know how to groove and develop relationships. You just can't. So that's how I feel about Trump. I'm off of that. I'm moving on. Listen, if you're a black person or a minority or anybody, it don't matter, white people, whoever, I don't care. If you get stopped by the police, you better recognize your situation and put yourself and your emotions in check, because this is not the time and it could pop off. Let me tell you what's going to happen. The police, they're going to do their job. Now, don't get it twisted. They got some bad apples and they doing some crazy stuff. And listen, they done arrested me plenty times, so I have plenty of reasons not to give a damn about no police. But we going to keep it real. The police is a necessity. Somebody get on my behind and start whooping my behind, messing me up, which could happen. I might have to call the police and say, hey man, I need some help. Police, or what they like to say as civilians, which, you know, that's pretty interesting. But anyway, anybody call the police. The dude who just got stabbed. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that that wasn't handled wrong. That was handled terrible. When with the guy that just got stabbed, and he was a psych patient, and they should have had some kind of psych evaluation. And the irony of it is, the more I got into the story, his parents, his mother called the police, and they had been out there like several different times, which does nothing but make me feel like the police are 100% responsible. Now, the only part of me that make me feel like the police not responsible is the fact that he did try to attack them with a weapon, but they already knew the dude was a psych patient. So the police shouldn't even been dealing with that. They should have been back up for social services for somebody to come out and talk to Buddy. It shouldn't have been no police. It shouldn't have been a situation where they had to defend themselves after 3-4 times going out to the call. Police, you dead wrong. You dead wrong. You dead wrong, cops. You dead ass wrong. Ain't nothing right about that. It shouldn't have took no 3, 4, 5 times for you to shoot nobody dead. And then I'm gonna tell you something else that just amazes me. I talked to a couple cops and whatever, and it's mandatory that police officers do like thousands of rounds of shooting a month. It's mandatory. Like, that's mandatory for them to go to the range and shoot and practice. So that means they pretty good shots. That means they can pretty much hit what they aim at. Why the hell ain't nobody aiming at a shoulder? Why nobody ain't aiming at a leg? Listen, I don't give a damn who you are. If somebody shoots you in your leg or your shoulder, your arm, unless you like military trained, just like some Rambo shit you see on TV, your ass falling and you ain't think about shooting back. It don't work like that. Not in real life. So all these situations where the police feel like they have to shoot somebody dead, that's bullshit. It is not that. You could shoot somebody in the leg. You could shoot somebody in the arm. You trained to do that. I've seen the police spray somebody with pepper spray and they get the fuck right. That's that get right. That pepper spray is that get right. So if the pepper spray work and the baton work and the taser work, then you can't tell me why you had a reason to always just be shooting somebody with a kill shot. It just don't work like that. I got buddies in the military who know and say that that's bull. You can shoot. Let me tell you something. You shoot somebody with a 9mm in the shoulder, they dropping the gun, they doing all that. So it's we ain't gonna like stop running that game. I don't care about your training. Your training sucks, because if you really are trained, you can shoot somebody the way you want to shoot them. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. You know what? I think it should be mandatory. This is what they're not talking about. I think it should be mandatory that every 3 months, we'll go 4. I'm gonna go 4. 3 times a year. 3 times a year, every police officer need to spend an hour sitting on the couch. They need psych evaluation 3 times a year for PTSD purposes, just for plain out I need somebody to talk to because I'm stressed the fuck out this week. They need to have mandatory psych services where they sit down and they talk to a psychiatrist, psychotherapist, somebody, social worker, I don't care who it is. Talk to somebody that's trained who can help them deal with their problems and they can just get off their chest. We putting too much responsibility on cops to go out and do too many different things, and it's ridiculous. We expect too much, and it's a little bit of our fault and it's a little bit of their fault. So we got to come to the table, and that's got to be done. But that should be mandatory. If it's mandatory that you go and you practice shooting and all that, it should be mandatory that you have some kind of psych evaluation, point blank. So if you get pulled over by the police, listen to what I'm telling you. Act like you got some sense. Don't be acting retarded, and stay in your lane. Even if they dead wrong, what's got to happen? Everybody got to get in the habit of getting ID and badge numbers, getting names, and going and filing. You can't listen. Even if they dead wrong. I told my brother this a couple weeks ago, because he was telling me he did the right thing. Bow down, shut up, chill. You need to be chilling at that time, because you can't win. Because even if he wrong, let's say a police come up to you and he having a bad day, and he come up to you and he doing some foolishness, and he just off, and you realize that, okay, this ain't going well. You need to chill, because guess what? He can take you to jail. It could be dead wrong. You can win in the long run. But guess what you finna do? Your ass going to jail. And then you gotta bond out. Then you gotta get a lawyer and all this and fight it. And you might win your case. 7, 8, 9 months later, you might win your case. But that day, at that time, the police have the authority, win, lose, or draw, to take you to jail. Your ass going to jail. You can sit there with all that, I know my rights, all that old dumb stupid shit. You might do know your rights, and you might be dead ass right. But guess what the police can do if they want to? Take your ass to jail. And then when you get out of jail, you can figure all that other stuff out. You can file internal affairs, you can file lawsuit, but you're going to jail. So the best move is chill. If they violate your rights, if they doing so much wrong, chill. And try to remember as much as you can. Try to remember their badge number, remember their name. All that confrontation, you ain't gonna win. Because now what we don't want is for you to be dead, and then you got thousands of people trying to fight for your right, fighting for the rights of a dead man that shouldn't have, that could have been avoided. Don't kill yourself. Don't kill yourself. Chill and fight another day. You know, sometimes you got to retreat. Sometimes you got to say, okay, you got that, I'm gone, and live to fight another day. And that's what's got to start happening. You got to start dealing with that. And then what that'll do is it'll give everybody a breath of fresh air and a time out. Don't be so confrontational when you don't have to. Even if you know you dead right. If you know you dead right, then just know that, okay, I got you. I'm going to tear your butt up later. I'm finna file on you. I'm going to get you. Because at that moment, they can pull their card, and you gonna lose. Now later on, you can be talking all that junk about, oh, he violated my rights. He might have did. But you're going to jail, and then later on you get a chance to figure that out. So we ain't doing that no more. We being smart. We ain't being confrontational. We chilling. You got that. I'll see what I can do about it later. And then we moving on. Because at the end of the day, being dead is not doing nobody no good. Not unless everybody got life insurance policies on you. Now, if you just trying to make sure everybody get that bread, then, you know, hey, I don't know what to tell you, but, you know, hell, hit me up. Let me get a life policy insurance. You know, let me get some money too now. Don't just be leaving me out, you know what I'm saying? I'll file an insurance, you know. I'm going to get the cheapest policy I can find. It don't matter. I'm paying for it, so that don't matter to you. But, you know, don't just be letting that money go. You know, I'll get in on some of that money if that's just what you're feeling like. Listen, at the end of the day, slow down. Slow down, people. Slow down. Slow down. We moving too fast. Some people move too fast. Oh, fast moving, slow person. You know what I'm saying? Crash dummies. I can attest to being a crash dummy, and I took my crash dummy helmet and I put it on the shelf, and I tried my hardest not to ever use it again. Crash dummy is not cool, but it's a lot of crash dummies running around, and I'm gonna tell all the fellow crash dummies, slow down, please, slow down. Being a crash dummy is not cool. I'm gonna give you the definition of a crash dummy. Definition of a crash dummy is someone who doesn't listen to nobody, period. Just will not listen. Someone who does not have the common sense to accept their weaknesses or flaws, or realize that they're just not good at everything. And most of that comes from number one, just not listening. Sometimes just slow your ass down, slow down, slow down. Like, slow down, just chill. Like, sometimes because you're not slowed down, you're just fasting, you can't acknowledge or realize that you have character flaws or weaknesses that are creating an issue for you. So just slow down, just chill. The last, crash dummies don't know how to keep it simple. We always overcomplicate everything. Sometimes just chill and keep it simple and slow down. And then you know what? Usually it work out for you and we don't crash. Crash dummying is not cool. It's time to just chill. No more crash dummying. Everybody need to just chill, take a fresher breath out, recharge, go back to the basics, and let's like establish a solid foundation. Crash dummying is not cool. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you what's weird about crash dummying. Crash dummying, everybody get hurt. Crash dummying get hurt. Everybody around you get hurt because people care and be trying to help, and you crash dummying, and you just like hurt everybody. So crash dummying is not cool. And crash dummying goes across the board. If you have kids, a woman, family depending on you, you can't afford to be a crash dummy. You can't afford to be taking losses and taking stumble. You can't afford to because you got too many people depending on you. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes you have people depending on you. They can't afford for you to be a crash dummy. They hate when they see you being a crash dummy. They expect you to be the anchor. They expect you to be a little wiser, a little smarter. But crash dummies are selfish too. Now, it may not be a deliberate selfishness. We're not deliberately just sitting there thinking about being selfish, but you tend to just had a tunnel vision and be locked in your own little world, and you end up doing crash dummy stuff, and it's just not cool. So we got to get away from that. Outside of being crash dummies, it's very important that everybody just slow down, chill, and let's really think this whole thing out. You're in America. Black man in America, white man in America, Indians in America, Spanish in America, the yellow man is the Asians in America, the Italians, the Irish. If you want, whatever you want to do, whatever your demographic, you want to identify yourself as whatever, that's cool. You're in a boiling pot, a melting boiling pot, a mixture of everything. It's everything here. Muslims, everything here. Nigerians, the Africans who can't stand African Americans. Everybody here in America. Let me tell you what's inevitable. Everybody ain't just hauling butt. So the odds are you're gonna be around people. You're gonna have to figure out how to get along. You're not gonna make it. Listen, it's 50 million African Americans in this country. If you can't figure out how to work with the other brethren and sisters that's here in this country, you're a crash dummy. You're going to create more problems than solutions. You're not going to do nobody no good. Blacks got to work with whites. Everybody got to work with Spanish, Italian, whatever. You got to learn to work together. You don't have to be booty partners. You don't have to be best friends. You don't have to be living together, hanging out every day. But you got to respect each other. See this right here? Respect my mind. You got to be able to respect people's mind. You got to be able to respect the other person. Respect their differences. Respect everything about them. Every relationship should start out with respect. No ifs, ands, and buts. Now, if a person take that respect away, or if they do something to make you start not respecting them, that's a whole different conversation. But you meet somebody, your relationship should start out with respect. You should respect that person. Don't judge them, because I used to do that. I'm telling you, I'm the first. I'm going to raise my hand. I used to be the first one to do it until I learned and just knew better. I used to judge people by the book, especially blacks, because growing up as a black person, I always felt like most black people I see look like they got an attitude problem. I see brothers with dreads, gold teeth, kind of got a little size on them. Automatically in my mind, I'm thinking, oh shit, I'm about to knock this dude's ass out, But I don't even know this man. So why am I thinking like that? So that's something that was taught. That was something that was embedded in me from way back. That's crazy. Because when I get to know the guy, I end up feeling like a fool. Because dude be cool as all I does. But now, I might not have told him, but I know. I can't lie to me now. I know the truth was, I was judging the heck out that dude. I was looking at Buddy and I was like, oh man, dang, I hope I don't have to, put no hands on this dude. Or hell, maybe the dude might whoop my behind. I ain't just talking about no putting on, I don't want to feel like getting whooped. So I used to do that. Then I don't do that no more. I carry myself with confidence as a man, and I try to respect the person's mind. Now, you're not going to get along with everybody. You're not going to be friends with everybody. And some people you meet, you just going to realize that just, we're just better off not communicating. That's fine. That happens. But initially, you need to respect until further notice. Everybody's on the until further notice list. Everybody. And then, because that's the only way I can respect person's mind. That's the only way I can respect them. Now, I might, lose respect, or they might lose respect, or whatever. That's fine. I have no problem with that. You can't stop that, because differences of opinion, differences of all kind of stuff, and that's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with you not being friends with somebody. The world ain't gonna stop. I promise you. We ain't gonna lose a beat because you stop being friends with somebody. Ain't nobody gonna lose no sleep. You're just not that important. Trust me. Donald Trump is not that important. Nobody's that important. If Donald Trump stopped being friends with somebody, it'll give us something to talk about at that time. But in a couple weeks, we don't give a damn. We done forgot all about that. We like, pfft. And people pass away. Craziest thing in the world. I was just thinking about it. People pass away. And we be trying our hardest to hold on to the memories and all that. And you do. Overall, most people do a good job. But guess what? Most of the time, people get forgot about. And it's not that you don't care about them. It's not that you don't love them. It's not that you're not. It's just out of sight, out of mind. You just got more things, more pressing issues to deal with at the present time, to where you may, completely forget about, this person for a little while. It just happens. It don't mean you don't care or the feelings ain't there. It's just, out of sight, out of mind. That's just how it is. So, I don't know. I guess this was my lesson plan for the day. I just had to get it off my chest. It's not necessarily a rant. It's kind of something I want you to think about. But, for real. Like, just take heed. Don't be a crash dummy. If you get into an encounter, you get stopped by the police, slow down. Just chill. In life in general, slow down. Just chill. Stop fasting. That's all. So once again, thank y'all for tuning in. It's your boy Jay to the J Jones. J Experiment. If it's all right with y'all, much love. Slow down.